Shannon Sharpe is in a world of hurt right now. And even though, as we speak right now, at this point in time, ESPN has not fired Shannon Sharpe, who's in the midst of a $50 million civil lawsuit that was filed against him by an ex-girlfriend just over the past few days, it seems like it may only be a matter of time before ESPN is forced to do something, because as more leaked messages come out, both text and audio messages, and as his co-host Stephen A. Smith speaks out about this situation, it certainly seems like it's not good for Shannon Sharpe. Stephen A. Smith reveals conversation he had with ESPN boss on Shannon Sharpe lawsuit. Now, Stephen A. Smith, even though this has not been addressed anywhere on ESPN except the Pat McAfee show, where Paul Heyman let loose a joke just hours after the lawsuit came forward. This has not been said on First Take. Shannon Sharpe made an appearance on First Take like he normally would. They didn't talk about this at all. Stephen A. Smith did put out a video yesterday. It's about 13 minutes long. It's very rambly. But from the tone of his voice and the way that he's speaking, he wants to believe Shannon Sharpe. But he also knows that this is very, very serious. And in the aftermath, it does sound like ESPN is considering all options open, including just straight up firing Shannon Sharpe. Keep in mind, this is now the third incident within the last 10 years, 12 years or so. I mean, this is why Shannon Sharpe got fired at CBS, right, for a similar type of allegation. This would now be the third time in the last 12 years that something like this has happened to Shannon Sharpe. And the more and more that comes out about it makes it seem all the worse for Shannon Sharpe. Now, when he came out there, very vocal about defending himself, hey, this is a shakedown. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to give her any money. We're going to fight this in court. Well, as it turns out, this has actually been in dispute for a couple months now. And at one point, Shannon Sharpe offered her $10 million to go away quietly. The identity and photos of Shannon Sharpe's rape accuser, Jane Doe, also known as Gabriella Gabby Zuniga, have been revealed. And yes, this is her. A lot of people talking about Shannon Sharpe, nearly a 60-year-old man chasing after 20-year-old OnlyFans girls. Just in general, probably not the best decision from a life standpoint, but this is what Shannon Sharpe has been up to. The 20-year-old is suing Sharpe for $50 million, despite his offer of $10 million to keep quiet during mediation last month. So all of the talk from Shannon about, I'm not giving in to blackmail, I'm not doing a shakedown, nothing like that. He offered her $10 million to not go public with this. So obviously you are willing to pay a certain amount of money, just not that much money. And now as this continues, we've had more released today. And according to a lot of people at ESPN, it does not look good. It looks like Shannon Sharpe is done at ESPN, even if they haven't officially made the decision. Shannon Sharpe's future at ESPN in question following rape allegations and bizarre text leak. Shannon Sharpe's future at ESPN is in question. Sharpe, 56, is facing a $50 million lawsuit from an ex-girlfriend who accused him of raping her in her apartment in October and January. He has vehemently denied the allegations, calling the lawsuit a shakedown. On Tuesday, Sharpe's lawyer said he previously tried to settle with the woman for at least $10 million. This week, Jane Doe's lawyer released an audio clip to TMZ in which Sharpe threatens to choke the shit out of his client over a disagreement. We talked about that in yesterday's video. If you want to hear that one, you can go back. However, there's been another audio leak of Shannon and talking about choking her, this time in public. Now, there's a lot of pauses between this, not because of editing, because this is just apparently the way they talk to each other or don't talk to each other when they're having a fight, something like that. But you can listen for yourself.
Well, you're coming to LA tomorrow?
Yes.
Well, I don't know why you want to go out.
Don't worry about it, Daddy.
Well, okay.
Okay, what?
Well, I'm not really interested in getting choked, so I guess we're going.
Yeah. I might choke you in public. Big black guy chokes small white woman.
It's not a good look, Shannon.
Not a good look that you do with the shit you did to me.
Okay, well...
Now, is that proof of anything? Certainly not. It's once again with these series of releases, and apparently there's a sex tape out there that Shannon Sharpe says is going to make him look bad as well. That's apparently going to get released at some point in time. This is continuing to stack up. And when you go over their history, right? When you go over their history, it does look like they were into rough, kinky, naughty shit, right? It does look like that at points in time. However, when you start to look at some of the texts that have just been released, you can see here, this is the day after the alleged incident took place. This is from the accuser, Gabby, whatever her name is. I'm sure a lot of you people are about to go look up her Instagram or OnlyFans or whatever. Please don't. Jesus. But I cried when, listen, you want to be the next one. I don't think you have $50 million if you're watching this, but maybe you do. But I cried when you left because I begged you to put a condom on and not put it in my ass, and you didn't listen. I don't care what our history is. No means no, Shannon. I don't know how to process this. And I call you later. That's the response from Shannon Sharpe. Look, I think two things can be true. Do I think that this woman saw the writing on the wall and tried to gather all the stuff she could and make him look as bad as possible in an effort to shake him down for a bunch of money? 100%. 100%, I think. As she's recording phone calls with him, for God's sake, right? 100%, I think that can be true. Do I think that on the same hand, Shannon Sharpe could have done the most retarded shit possible? Absolutely, I do think that that's the case. And I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. I think more stuff is going to continue to trickle out, and I don't know how much longer ESPN themselves, because the only thing we've heard so far has not been from ESPN at all. It was on Stephen A. Smith on his own personal show. He didn't talk about shit on ESPN. I think it's only a matter of time before they're forced to address this, and I do not think that with all of this out there, I think they're doing their own investigation. I think they're collecting a bunch of stuff and information. I don't know how much longer Shannon Sharpe has at ESPN with stuff like this in the headlines each and every day. And just, look, people are free to do whatever the hell you want as long as you're not breaking the law. But how dumb are you, Shannon Sharpe? I get it, dude. I get it. You're fucking rich. You're 56 years old. You're rich. You fuck a bunch of people. But when you do that, when you go around and you're messing around with 19, 20-year-old girls just because you think they're hot on OnlyFans or Instagram or whatever, you shouldn't be surprised when something like this comes back and bites you in the ass. And that looks like exactly what's happened to Shannon Sharpe. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.